So this video is going to be something that's special and important to Bungie, and hopefully they actually put an idea out for the future, probably after Renegades. So the stuff that Bungie should bring back, it's also the stuff that we have done in the past, but at the same time it should be temporary slash maybe once a week every 6 months. So the first thing they should be bringing back is the Telesto bug, so people can have some fun, even though it's not going to do as much damage as it was doing back then. This time it will actually do way more ability to have fun. Considering there's new players in the game right now that has yet to even see what Telesto has done in the past. I mean, you can remove the bug that crashes the game, but you can still leave in the ridiculous damage it does. So the reason why I'm even saying this is so we can have the old memories of what Destiny used to be. The Telesto bug, the um, Prometheus lens, even by just buffing Div to where it used to be, where we were doing like massive amounts of damage, or bring back particle deconstruction, not reconstruction, deconstruction. The actual debuff that we used to do when we used Sleeper Simulant 1K that was dominating bosses. We had only reconstruction, which wasn't doing as much damage as it was as deconstruction. It was the number one way to kill Tanix back then when it was available, was Div and Particle Deconstruction, considering both perks can stack. So it's not just Telesto, and it's not just, hey, let's do this way and this way, but at the same time, you're not going to get as much of anything if you're only using the weak ass debuffs we have now. The only good debuff we have right now is Tractor Cannon. Div got a tiny buff, but not as big buff as it's supposed to be. Instead of 15%, I think it's now 20%. Now moving on to raids. 12-man raids used to be a thing where you can join up your fire team of 6 players at the exact same time and increasing your chance of having all 12 players playing the same activity at the same time. That should come once every 3 months. There should be an activity like a legacy raid. For example, it could be 1 month is this raid. For example, let's do Last Wish. So let's say it is June 24th. So July 24th, Last Wish is now able to join with 12 people. This would increase the chance of drop rates for the 12 people that could not get the weapon at the same time, and also it will be a fun activity to do, considering the fact that it is 12 people versus one raid boss. Yes, it's taking away the challenge of the raids, but at the same time, it's bringing fun. I honestly think Bungie needs to start doing this stuff. Leaves the broken bugs in the game that helps us. That's fun, like what we had last week. The quick bang glitch, where you walk around, empty your ammo, and you get to literally hacks all raid bosses in a matter of seconds. With 2-3 swipes and it's dead. Just like I did with Atheon, just like I did with Nezarec, just like I did with the Gorgons. And in reality, if the Gorgons were getting killed one by one, they get extremely difficult. So if you use Recoil Cliff and you are going to kill some Gorgons, you're only able to kill maximum of 3 before it gets difficult to where you have to use all 6 players to kill one. I killed all of them with a sword. And I help people get the triumphs that they need. That is, killed 2 Gorgons within 3 seconds of each other. Which is actually a triumph for the title as well. So if you go to Fatebringer, well, Fatebreaker, these are all the triumphs for Vault of Glass. If you come over here to the right, complete the Gorgon's Labyrinth encounter while defeating 2 or more Gorgons within 3 seconds of each other. You can only do 2 before they get too difficult to kill, where they actually require all 6 players to kill one. Now, with this sword, it became so much easier, and it became a piece of cake. These bugs should stay in the game. You can disable them when it comes to contest modes, and re-enable them after the contest mode ends. But these fun glitches needs to stay in the game. I had so much fun going around and killing random raid bosses in an instant with this weapon. So the way it worked, let's go ahead and go to, I'm going ahead and go say, let's go to Cosmodrome. So the way it works, the glitch actually worked is by emptying your sword. It glitches to where you're able to do massive amounts of damage, like we used to do before Edge of Fate. So our sword damage, I'd say, is roughly about 400 to 550 damage per swing. Our usual damage used to be like 87,000, 100,000 per swing. That's our pre-Edge of Fate. Now, if I empty out my sword, yes, it takes a little bit. Alright, so we got the empty sword. So the way the glitch worked is you just go, let's say that's the enemy. You just go up to it, jump, and swing. Jump and swing. Jump and swing. Jump and swing. And for some reason, it was doing collateral damage that it was dominating bosses. Strike bosses, Nightfall bosses, Grandmaster Nightfalls, raids, dungeons. To be honest, it was the crafting bug over again, 3.0. Now the crafting bug was, let's say you got Emmet, and it's your favorite weapon out of all weapons. So the way the weapon used to work, so let's go ahead and head to the crafting. So this is by combining 2 weapons into 1 weapon. So if you want to use an auto with a shotgun and shoot shotgun pellets as fast as an auto rifle, you could do that. But on consoles, it was so much more difficult due to the fact of frame rate and also the timing it takes to actually get it down. PCs, they're able to lower the frame rate, But on consoles, there's also a way you could have done it. It's about downloading a random big game. So let's say you're downloading Call of Duty Cold War, and that's about a 5-hour download because let's say your Wi-Fi is shit. So you're downloading it in background. You come over to crafting glitch. You shape, and you will go to Imperial and Emmet. So you click Emmet, but at the same time you will click the shotgun. So you will be using R1 and L1 to get it. So you can switch from Emmet to Midas Reckoning, or you can use a shotgun and quickly switch back and forth repeatedly. And you can do this repeatedly just by quickly switching and clicking at the exact same time as you click the Emmet AR2. This will allow the Emmet to shoot shotgun pellets. That was the crafting glitch. But they already patched it to where no matter how fast you are, no matter how slow the downloads are making your game is, it won't work. They fully patched it. They allowed it a week. Actually, to be honest, it probably was there since Witch Queen. We would never have known. We already known for a week. So it could have lasted for maybe a year. So it was Lightfall when it happened. So basically about a year and a half that it could have lasted for. And no one even knew about it until someone made a mistake of crafting the wrong weapon and ended up giving the weapon a different type of weapon perks. That's a crafting glitch. Now the crafting 2.0 was Quick Fang. Run out of ammo, even though you're not crafting it, you technically can craft it, but you don't have to. As long as you have the weapon in your collections, you can pull it out in an instant. But you physically did not have to craft it. You did not have to go to the enclave and pretty much craft whatever you want. It was just pull it out of collections and then run out of ammo and swing. Bungie should bring these stuff back. Bring back what's, let's say maybe once every 1 week every 2 months. 1 week every 2 months. That would be perfectly fine. Or you can have it permanently, but disabled during contest modes. So people can have their weapons, people can have their exotics easier, people can take down bosses that normally would be impossible to take down in 2 seconds. And it will also bring fun to the new players that has never seen these type of glitches. I honestly think that Bungie needs to start doing this so new players can experience what we have experienced. The 12-man raids, the Telesto bug, the Prometheus lands, the Bastion when it was fucking amazing. The pretty much everything you can possibly think of. Particle deconstruction, the max div 30%, max tragic gain that was 60%. I honestly think that Bungie should bring these back so new players can experience them and have fun. Another thing that Bungie needs to bring back. Wrath Machine. If you are those who have played Wrath Machine in Destiny 1, you would know how special it felt. Even though it was terrible graphics back then. But at the same time, it was a new raid that we never seen before. It was Splicers, a new division of enemies that we've never seen. Enemies shooting different type of bullets that damage you over time. It makes you try to get in there and actually do stuff. We have Reclaim, we have Plaguelands now. But Siva is dead, but at the same time, Siva is not dead. We only killed the home where Siva was corrupted. I'm not sure why it's dead now, or if there's an area where it's alive. But Wrath Machine should have been the returning raid for Edge of Fate. It needs to be. Because this is Plaguelands. Plaguelands is the home of Wrath Machine. It makes no sense to bring it back, considering it's literally the raid of what this story is telling us about. Which is Ash and Iron. Ash is the Splicers / Siva. Iron is the Iron Lords. You would think that with that 2 title, you would think that Wrath Machine would be here. I have predicted so many times of when Wrath Machine was going to be here. And that's before Bungie said they're not bringing back repressed raids anymore. If they did not decide to do that, then Wrath Machine would have repaired an Edge of Fate. It would have came in Edge of Fate or Final Shape. Because I don't think we got a repressed raid in Final Shape. Because Querda came in Season of the Witch. And I was already correct on that. But Wrath Machine is one of the raids I cannot predict because we have asked it for so many times and Bungie has yet to deliver it. But this is the type of stuff that Bungie needs to keep in a raid, well, keep in the game, so we can have some fun. If you don't know what Telesto was, Telesto is the son of, I think it's called Infinity Pocket. Pocket Infinity. It is the son of Pocket Infinity, the most broken fusion in Destiny 1. This was his son, Telesto. Now, Telesto had plenty of massive bugs in Destiny 2. In previous seasons, previous DLCs, they previously patched a new bug that was causing the game to crash upon using it and shooting a teammate. If 3 people shot a teammate, it would have crashed the person that was getting shot. It would have crashed their game. Those type bugs you could patch. But when it comes to fun damaging strategies, they need to stay in. Like when Prospector was out damaging everything, being the king of all GLs. That should have stayed. Prospector has not seen the light of day since it came out. That was the initially first time ever the Prospector was actually useful since they reworked it. Which I still don't understand why the fuck it still has the full auto trigger when we have the settings to have auto trigger on. Right here. Bungie, you need to look into this and actually change this. Let's say you want to give it to even a more of a faster reload, or make it shoot faster, or increase the cluster bombs it drops. Do something with it. There's no reason why a weapon should still have a full auto trigger even though we have the setting for a full auto trigger. This needs to be changed, Bungie. It needs to be buffed, and it needs to be changed to where it does not have a full auto trigger. And all the Callus does is increase the blast radius and reload. That's all it does. As you can see in the yellows, this is what increased from the Callus. Damage blast used to be, I think, roughly 25, 35. And the reload speed used to be around 5. Now with the Callus, I buffed it up to 65 for blast radius and 55 for reload speed. This needs to go back to where it was, Bungie. Weapons that was actually good needs to stay good. Weapons that have not seen the light of day needs to come back. Like for example, when have you ever seen the last update of Coldheart or Skyburn's Oath in PvE damage wise? Or, hell, even Ruinous Effigy, Class Strike, Lawrence Driver, well, by Heavy, Wardcore Cliff, Colony. Yes, Colony is still good, but you had to have a boss that's touching the ground for this to even work. Legend of Acreus, it got a decent buff, but not a buff I was looking for. Okay, we all know Deathbringer's shit. This is another weapon that needs to see the light of day. It has not been good since Shadowkeep. Another weapon. Two-tail fox damage. It hasn't really been reliable nor good for quite some time. Warline Zero. Another weapon that should have got a buff. Xenophage. A damage buff or something. All we've been using it is for oracles in Vault of Glass. Eyes of Tomorrow, actually not bad. If you combine with the hazardous chest piece for Titans, it actually does decent damage. Primary weapons. Bring back the Rat King God. 6 Rat Kings, dominating boss in a matter of seconds. To be honest, one of the best sidearms in the game. When 6 people are using it, you reload so much faster and shooting so much faster. It's amazing. I never seen anyone use Chaperone for damage. Bastion is good for a certain amount of builds, but it's not good overall damage. Aegis Scepter is decent because this is a trace rifle. And another thing is, it's not as good. All the Callus does is drain your super for additional ammo. That's all it does. Bone Runner, not really a damaged weapon, but could be in the future. Revision Zero, the precision shot, could do some decent damage, but not what I'm looking for. And Lithium, bring it back. There's no reason why it should have gotten nerfed. Okay, here's what Lithium used to do. So, let's say you're in Salvation Edge and you're on Witness. You start the encounter and now you're killing enemies. You could have just popped a bubble and just sit there and just spawn special and heavy infinitely to help your teammates to keep heavy and special throughout the entire encounter. This is especially helpful when Destiny 2 does not want you to drop heavy at all. There's times where heavy will not drop the entire encounter or entire damage phase of a raid. This weapon definitely helped with that. It needs to be brought back. Just because we have a heavy ammo sensor means nothing, because you physically have to get kills or you can't stack that up. Because you can't do damage and, oh, look at that, heavy pumped up. You physically have to kill to gain heavy. They need to bring this back. Yes, they can decrease the amount of heavy you get, but at least you can still spawn in heavy. It would be more fun, it would be more reliable. The only people that actually uses it is as another version of Mountaintop. This has yet to be used in damage and the entire Edge of Fate. And back when it first came out in Revenant, it was a debuff because we had grenade launcher debuff weakening. Shooting an enemy would cause you to have a weakening debuff that was for your entire teammates. So you could just shoot this repeatedly as your teammates' damage points were increasing every single time. It's basically a tractor cannon, but you can shoot it long range. But this bugs / overpowered stuff needs to see a return. It needs to. Like the infinite melee back in Solstice, where you can pick up an orb, slide and melee at the exact same time, and it will activate an infinite melee. You didn't have to patch it. You could have just let it happen once a year. Which that is Solstice. Solstice is summer once a year. You could have just kept this in the game, but we found a way to bypass it. To bypass the infinite bug melee, all you had to do was activate the Titan's melee. And this only works for Titans. Activate the melee and activate the Frenzy Blade slide. If you don't know what the Bungie, Frenzy Blade slide is, I can go ahead and show you going to the Cosmodrome. So by doing this, will allow you to constantly fire the melees repeatedly, infinitely. And if you have the Band of War, you can pretty much stay immortalized the entire time as long as you're getting kills, because you can continuously reset the timer at ×4. So the Frenzy Blade glitch for Solstice was when you pick up an orb and you slide in melee, that would constantly happen the entire time as long as you don't let go. If you let go, all you have to do to fix it is pass it to your teammates and redo the melee. This type of stuff that actually needs to be stayed in the game, as it's only frequent as one time a year. New players could not experience this. For example, this is a new player. A brand new player that just started. The only way you can tell if someone's a new player: 1. Guardian rank. 2. Light level. 3. Triumphs. If they are below 3000, which is the normal triumph to get when you're done being brand new, then it's a brand new player. So they couldn't experience this anyways, because if they just started now, they already missed the bug / glitch in Solstice. So that's why I think that Bungie needs to actually bring back these bugs and make it a permanent thing. You could have just kept it permanent for Solstice, an activity that's once a year. The way we pretty much bypassed it is you slide melee as someone throws a solar orb at you, and that will infinitely make you melee indefinitely. That's how we bypass the bug. Well, the patch. So all of these needs to stay in the game. The non-game crashing bugs, like the crafting glitch, the quick thing, the Telesto, as long as it's damage only, the infinite melee for Titans, the one punch melee for Hunters, the rapid fire melees for Warlocks, as long as you're using a you pretty much have to use necrotic grips for the rapid melee for Warlocks. I have plenty of videos showing off what it does and the amount of damage it does, and it was funny as hell. You can instant kill a on-stop with a rapid fire melee with necrotic grips. Now I think Bungie still kept that. I need to redo my Warlock and I can test it out and see. It happens more frequently when you're using the strand grapple with the strand melee at the same time. Or it also activates by holding down melee, and when hitting an enemy, it triggers a massive rapid fire melees. These are the bugs that needs to be stayed in the game, as it does not cause any problems with the game, nor does it cause crashes. Telesto, on the other hand, yes, it does cause crashes, but you can just tune it to only damage buff only. It just doesn't make sense to me fixing something that is fun. Bungie, I'm hoping you're watching this. New players need to experience what we have experienced so they can experience what Destiny 2 could be. It's not just by killing gods. It's about making friendships, working together, having fun, having a funny moment where you are wiping a boss's health in an instant without cheating. Like the quick thing. This shit was fun as hell. Jump melees while empty was the biggest glitch that I've ever had fun with. It was the most fun thing for me to do. Sitting there watching the health bosses immediately erased after like 2-3 swipes. was the biggest fun I ever had in my life. I could have used it to solo dungeons, but I chose not to. I'd rather just sit there and have fun with raids and just see the smiles of people who is enjoying what is happening. It was pretty much the best glitch we had in Edge of Fate. Another thing is Bungie. Add an option where we can transcend into the orb like we can in Kepler. It should be a permanent game of all activities, including raids. If you feel like morph into a ball and just sit there and attack, then that's fine. That's on you, you can do that. Or if you want to do a bunch of glitches and break through the maps and explore shit, that could be fun too. Just like back in Red War, I didn't know how to do a Leviathan because everyone wanted to farm Spire, so no one was doing actual Leviathan. Every LFG post you see would only be Spire because they wanted the stupid emote they could have later on buy. It just doesn't make sense to me why no one was teaching it. So I did what I did best, is breaking into maps and finding a way to actually do it. I didn't complete any encounters, but I managed to break through the Leviathan and jump straight into the gauntlet. Explore the gauntlet to see what it was in person. I only seen videos, so I never actually got to experience what the mechanics would do and how to do it. Same thing with the Royal Pool. I never experienced of the War Dogs dominating you in random areas that you physically have to kill fast as possible so they didn't kill you. These experiences I didn't get to experience because no one wanted to teach Leviathan. Everyone wanted to do the stupid fucking raid layers, which ruins the experience of the raids that it was not able to be doing. Because people rather farm for stupid emote than to actually help people. Would have been a major waste of time as well, because 5 years later, Bungie decided to put it as sale. You could have bought the emote easily. And all that time of you farming for that stupid emote became worthless. So this is all I have to say for now. Bungie, do the right thing. Bring back Wrath Machine. And for the fun glitches, hell, make it once a week, every 2 months. I would be completely fine with that. Every 2 months, on the first Tuesday of that month, for a week to the next Tuesday, all glitches become available. The crafting glitch, one type swing, melee for quick fang, infinite one punch from a hunter, infinite melee for a titan. Bring them back. They're not just glitches. They are the iconic fun of what Destiny could be, of what Destiny is, and what Destiny is and always will be. Glitches, as long as they're not crashing the game, sometimes they're meant. They're meant to be. As long as this doesn't affect you from completing an activity, this should be allowed. This shouldn't be patched in an instant. You should reconsider to let it happen, even if it means once a week, a full week every 2 months. I would be 100% on board with that. 100%. Yeah, it no longer does the immense 48,000 damage anymore. To be honest, they could have just disabled Quick Bang, kept it the same, didn't even fix it, just for the contest mode, and then enable it. It was the most fun we had in quite some time. The crafting glitch, I think, happened in Witch Season of the Witch, and it lasted for a week. Now, if another bug happens, Bungie, and it's game breaking, and it does massive damage or instant kills a boss, please keep it in for at least 2 weeks. So people that works has more time to actually do it and have fun with it. Because I only had, I think, maybe 3 days of playtime with it before they patched it, because I work 40 hours a week, so I didn't have the time. Oh, look at that. A new Guardian. A completely brand new Guardian. Let me guess, console. Look at that. Another console. One PC. The game isn't dying, people. It's only growing. Just because PC lobbies are dying means nothing. Until consoles, who has been carrying the game for 11 years, dies out, the game is not dead. You have Destiny because of consoles, not because of PCs. Treat consoles with respect. Because without us, Destiny 2 would have been dead a long time ago. Until next time, guys, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys later. Let me know if you agree with anything I said, other than bring back the old glitches. Till next time.